Y'all saw the title. Have anybody been feeling lucid lately? Have anybody else been feeling lucid? I've been feeling real lucid. Like, I don't be getting no rest until after the witching hours, and I know why. Certain things that I can't say that's going on, and I know why. A lot of people taking influence, and I know they don't like me, so they're working with somebody else. You know, that's how they got to do their thing, right? You got your camp. You're gonna make revenue off of shouting somebody out that got a lot of followers and a lot of subscribers, rather than shouting out the person that you got the inspiration from. I mean, y'all both got the inspiration from, but y'all shout each other out because y'all got the subscribers and the followers. And I also got to remember too, I did say that I was putting out a lot of ideas for people to just grab and, do their thing. And nobody owes me credit, but trust me, I get it. But I be sleeping through the lion portal. I did enough good through the good portal. I earned myself some lax time. So I'ma relax, get my body ready for the next assignment, whatever that may be. We gonna go with it with our heads held high. I don't know what's going on with YouTube today. Maybe I'm shadow banned, but this is rare that I come on here and not one person seen my live, especially on a Saturday. Nobody in school, nothing. That's cool. When I told y'all the winds of change started blowing, sometimes I gotta listen to when people say you gotta be careful because you never know who's watching. And I know, I'm aware. I'm aware. If anything, I'm aware. The hairs on the back of my neck always gonna stand up. What else? I love seeing them when the squirrels sitting in the tree, taking a little nap. I get excited about that. Then I saw the brightest cherry red cardinal today. I haven't seen a bright red cardinal like that in a long time. So beautiful. And everything's going according to plan. Everything's going according to plan. Take the good with the bad, the uncomfortability with the comfortability. And you stay sharp as steel. The good portal ending on the 22nd of next month. I'll be the sleeping lion prince until that done. And then who knows? I might wake up the king. Go to sleep the prince and wake up the king. And just continue to do good. And be the good. Be the good. Everything else is taken. Be yourself. Everybody else is faking. Yeah. I'll be the good. Because everything else is taken. And then I'll be myself. Because everybody else faking. I should have brought my mic. But I just decided to hop out and take a walk. It's not too humid outside. Get a little bit of wind today. So we're going to enjoy that. We're going to enjoy that. I hope everybody enjoying their day though, because it is a good day. Every day is a good day to enjoy it. Every time you get to see the sun rise over the horizon, even if you don't get to see it on the horizon, if you get to see the sun, you know something good is about to happen. 3,000 steps away from 8,000 steps. Accomplish little goals. Accomplish small tasks. Get small, one small task at a time. Soon you'll be talking in rhyme. As long as to yourself you be kind, everything else in the world will be fine. As long as you be rainbow people, opportunity. Yeah, but I'm sleeping through the LionsGate. Everybody's gonna be anxious. Everybody's gonna wanna hurry themselves and rush themselves. I'm gonna take my ass to bed. I'm gonna go to bed, bed, bed. Me, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed. Then I'ma rock your body, turn you over. Love is war, I'm your soldier, touching you like it's our first time. I'm taking my ass to bed, bed, to bed. Taking my ass to bed, taking my ass to bed. And watch the sunrise over the horizon. I said that, And watch the sunlight peek over the horizon. Ooh, 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 ooh. The sun ain't the only thing that's shining. Oh, I'm missing my love to the world, my love. Everybody, babe, everybody, babe. Eh, 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 baby. You wanna put my fingers through your hair, my knee up in your head, love you till your eyes roll back. Trying to put you to bed. Trying to put you to bed. Staring at you while you sleep, and replacing both your knees with my face up in your neck and breathe. Take you into my senses. Up, it's time to finish round twos, round twos. Matter of fact, it's closer to three. See like how long I've been sleeping. Shawty kisses turn into the sweetest dream. I feel like to me, not gonna feel like to me. My angel, this is wonderful. Thanks for letting me bless you. Come down right back, jump back into heaven. Oh, 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 oh. Wanna put my fingers through your hair, rock me up in your bed, love you till your eyes roll back. Trying to put you to bed, trying to put you to bed, put you to bed. And I'ma rock your body, turn you over. Love is war, I'm your soldier, touching you like it's our first time. I'ma put you to bed, I'ma put you to bed, put you to bed. I guess it's just one of those days that I just chill and just let the vibes do its thing. I'm out here under the sycamore tree. I got one for Bola, me tell she fi flee. Me tell her we was under the sycamore tree. The sunshine shining for me. I ran some errands today. I ain't no errand boy. Used to send him to the store. Now we blowing piff with him. You know, one of the things that motivated me to say that I'm gonna sleep through the LionsGate portal, not every time, but every time, when you don't scratch that itch, fight that fight, you know, sometimes standing up for yourself and standing up to people is just letting them be and walking away. Ain't nothing cowardly about walking away. Ain't nothing cowardly about, you know, turning a blind eye to ignorance when you know better. When you know what the objective is and when you know what the plan is and what, you know, what's going on, or when you know the scenario, there's nothing left for you to do. You know? That's like throwing alarms in the graveyard, right? Yeah, you know, nobody is saying don't stop a fight or don't stop confrontation if there's a chance or a possible way to be political and be reasonable. If two sides are hell-bent on fighting, then there's nothing that you can do but get hit or get caught up in the middle or something happening or whatever, right? But when you know who you are, when you know what you are, when you know whom you are, none of that stuff matters no more. You start to realize your strength, you start to realize your weaknesses, you start to realize that can't nothing bother you unless you allow it to, right? 13:31 on the clock. For anybody that's wondering, it's 1:31, 131, right? So if you don't let it bother you, it's never gonna bother you. If you let it bother you, it's gonna bother you every time. That's why it's easy for me to get into other people's mind, because I'm so caught up in my own. I had no choice but to be caught up in my own. I couldn't be in everybody else's business. I didn't have all the friends in the world, because the friends that I wanted to have, they all had shit that I didn't. So what's the point of me going in there and trying to be fitting in? I learned that lesson the hard way, you know? But when you don't fight that fight, every single time, it's like when your mother or your father take you to go fight that person that's been bullying you or been picking on you. They be like, if you don't go and beat this if you don't go and do this, if you don't go and handle that. But when you don't do it, your angels and your spirit teams, they're the ones that handle that. They go and they march and they step for you. That's why I tell y'all, don't be afraid. Don't show no fear, because when you show fear, it's like when you having a spiritual paranormal experience, like when paranormal activity happened, they used to tell us in Trinidad that that's just, that's your passed on loved one. And when you see them in your dreams, or you see them and you having a spiritual experience, don't be afraid, because if you show fear, it'll make them feel like you're afraid of them and they won't come again. But contrary to them not coming again, they're gonna come again once you start calling for them, once you start tapping into their energy, once you start tapping into the person that they are, once you start tapping into the relationship that y'all have, you can start building a spiritual relationship with people that's not here. Just like how people build relationships with people online, just like how people become fans and super fans and supporters of people. I'm so proud of, the people that supporting me, my followers and my fans. And I'm going to continue to do this work, and I'm going to continue to be on the front line, right? But it's like that. When you don't show fear, then they're like, okay, you're ready, because you're not afraid of us. You're not afraid of the power that you are capable of tapping into, right? Just like everything that I say come full circle. You can tap into the spiritual realm. You can tap into certain things, just like how a lot of people tap into other people's lives, right? They want to gossip, they want to talk good, or they want to talk bad, they want to, motivate, or they want to destroy or pull people down, right? That's tapping into certain things. You can tap into your spirits, your spirit team, your spirit realm, your angels, the Most High, the universe. Tap into the trees. It's not that hard to do it. You just have to put yourself in that intention, and that intuition is gonna just start flowing, just like how I'm flowing and I'm channeling right now. I barely took time to pause. But when you don't do that, your spirit team, they handle that for you. You don't have to lift your hand at every fight. Just like what Jay-Z said years ago when I was watching all of his interviews, you can't be responding to every hater. That's why he got off the internet. But my work is on the internet, because that's where the world is now. Majority of the world, right? The rest of the world, I meet them face to face, and they see who I am, and they see the character and the personality that I have. And it does something. Whatever it does is up to however that interaction go, right? But with all intent, I always intend for my interactions to go positive, because the world is already full of darkness. So why not do the hard thing and do the good? It's easy to do bad. It's easy to hate. It's so easy to talk shit about people, but it's so hard to find the good thing in somebody and seek out that good within them, right? That's not to say you're trying to be in a relationship and you're only looking at the good in somebody, and you're not looking at the red flags, or you're not being aware to the things and the type of person that they are. No, this is somebody that's you don't know at all. You don't know from Peter or Paul or from a can of paint. You can't have that perception that they're a bad person unless unless they give off that energy, right? But this is not to separate from that. This is to incorporate into that. Incorporate into the energy of being aware. Incorporate into the energy of being kind, right? Also, you have to know who not to be kind to, because when you have that intent, that intuition, and you get that feeling, and you get that motion, or you get that sign, or you get that sense, you can move off of intuition. You don't have to move off of anything outside of you. You can move off of everything that's in, right? Like I said before, guidance is internal now. For the second half of 2026, guidance is going to be internal, right? A lot of people aren't really believing too much in the tarot readers because, like I said, that's all up to speculation, and that's all up to somebody else's perception, because you can change your reality within a couple seconds of watching anything or getting any reading or anything like that. I'm not saying that the reading is wrong, or everybody that's doing reading is bad. I'm just saying a lot of people get caught up in the cards, and they get trapped in the cards. And you don't want to get trapped in the cards. Don't mind me. I love nature, so when something pop up in my face, I like to admire it. But I'm still staying on track. And that's a fact. We resting and sleeping through this LionsGate portal. We don't need to do nothing. Everything is done. All we need to do is continue to accept and embrace. Accept and embrace. Because then you will evolve and overcome. And then transformation ensues. Acceptance, embracing, believing, knowing, evolving, transformation. You metamorph into something else. You metamorph into the best version of you. Arastaman just said the other day, sleep is good for your body to rejuvenate. When you eat a lot, you need a lot of sleep. When you don't eat a lot, you don't need a lot of sleep, which makes sense to why I don't be sleeping too much. I get a little bit of rest, and I'm good to go. I give my body what it needs, and I'm good to flow. I pray. I send out my positive energy when I start my day. Even if it's something bad going on in my life, I never try to push that on anybody else's day. I'm responsible for how I treat people. I'm not responsible for how people treat me. Hey, what's up, David? David SE1G. You're responsible for how you treat people. You're not responsible for how people treat you. So even if you end up in a bad situation, or you end up being betrayed, or you end up being manipulated, you can come back to this live. You can come back to this live and remember, you're not responsible for how people treat you. You're responsible for how you treat people. If you're a good person, you're going to be a good person. If you're a bad person, you're going to be a bad person. There's no amount of life that's going to happen that's going to make a bad person be a good person. There's none. And there's no amount of life that's going to happen that's going to cause a good person to be a bad person. They might stop fucking with people. They might lock the world off like I did when my great-grandmother died. I was 11 fucking years old, going through all this spiritual strife and not knowing that I was going through, another, I was getting sworn in, basically. Because once my grandmother left this world, war started in Port of Spain. People started passing left and right. She passed. 2 weeks later, her best friend passed. I think it was 1 week, maybe 2. No more than a month, because this happened in 2004. But as soon as Miss Eve died, Miss Babes passed right on after, her best friend. And Port of Spain was never the same. It was a little bit of stuff going on before that, right? Like every Friday, the military, the police right next door, they would come and they would raid the 9-story because people be gambling and doing whatever under the 9-story building, playing cards, selling drugs, got guns and stuff like that. So as soon as like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock come, you start seeing the police van coming through the neighborhood. Everybody start running. Games start throwing away. Like we used to look like that was normal because it happened every week, right? Every Friday was a raid. So, and every time that happened, if my father was upstairs, he would look out the window and we would hear that shit all the way across the fucking neighborhood. And we would know that's our father calling us to come home. And my father, we don't break curfew. My father said, don't make me come looking for you. That was it. That was it. It's like he didn't give us a time to come home. He just said, don't make me have to come looking for you. Yo, we didn't have no curfew. He said, don't make me have to come looking for you. And that's it. You know to come home. When the light go off and you see the children start going home, you don't want to be the last one outside playing. You don't want to do that. Because that's when daddy come down. And when you see daddy walking around the neighborhood looking for you, he got a belt in his hand. It's like, nah, my dad didn't have no belt. Sometimes he had a belt. That's when he was going to whoop ass on the spot. But sometimes he would just come downstairs because, the times that he wouldn't have the belt is when we would be right downstairs playing marble, playing pitch. Y'all call it marbles, we call it playing pitch. But we would be climbing the trees, jumping from this tree to that tree, mangoes falling. We had pumsite, we had chenet. We had mango, pumsite, chenet, coconut, banana, fig. We had every cherry. We had a cherry tree right in front of my great-grandmother's house and my auntie house. Right in front. Same place I killed my grandfather's dog accidentally. But I had my grandfather's dog Sparkle in my hand, and I had the basket of clothes in another hand, and I was walking. What's up? Welcome in. And I was walking like the live, if y'all fucking with the story real quick. And I was walking with the basket of clothes to go downstairs to help my grandmother hanging them up. And I had the basket in one hand, the dog in the other hand. And an ant bit me on my foot. And it bit me so hard. I put the dog on the freaking banister without thinking. I could have put the dog on the floor, right? I was just thinking too quick. Put the dog on the banister. I go to brush the ant off my foot. I look up. The dog turned around and jumped over the banister. Broke all his legs and then walked around a little bit and then fell on the ground and passed. My grandfather beat my ass. Any Caribbean people know what a swizzle stick is, the stick that you make tea? My grandfather beat my ass. I killed his dog. He beat my ass. After that, everybody started making fun of me, saying I wanted to see if the dog could fly. What type of stupid ass shit is that? But yeah, this shit ain't new. People ain't like me for a long time. People ain't like me for 33 years. People ain't like me. You feel that about me? People who don't like me for 33 years, some of them dead. Some of them dead and gone. You think that bother me? People didn't like my father for how much years my father alive. People didn't like my mother for how much years my mother was alive, and she was beautiful, and my father loved my mother. Huh? Why do you feel like certain things happen to certain people? Right? Remember when I said bad things happening to good people? Well, now we getting our just deserves. We getting the good things happening to good people and the bad things happening to bad people. So when you see bad things happening to people, don't try to say, oh, I hope they're all right. That's karma. You can wish them well. You can wish they get what they deserve. Because if they get what they deserve and it turns out to be good, then you wish them well. But if you wish that they get what they deserve and they happen to be bad people, that's a fucking threat to them in their eyes. So they don't want to get what they deserve. So they don't like that type of wishing. They want you to wish them well. They want you to wish them good luck. They want you to wish them a good day. They want you to wish them happiness. They want you to wish them everything but what they deserve. That's why I'm sleeping through the LionsGate portal. The sleeping lion. wake up the next time into a dragon. Ain't no I didn't put cowardly lion in the title. I put sleeping lion, the lion prince. You are a prince. You are a princess. Don't let nobody tell you different. See, as soon as I start saying that, the tree start bending in towards me. That's just the wind, y'all. I don't chalk nothing up to me controlling nothing. I'm not in control of nothing. I just send the message. And Mother Nature, she gon' either, I got 7% battery, so if this dead, then it dead. But before it shut off, I wanna save the lives. So remind me when it gets about 5%, give me a reminder. It's at 7 right now. But yeah, sleeping through the LionsGate. All my lion princes and my lion princesses. When you get through this gate, you're gonna be king and queen. It's gonna be different. This winter, it's gonna be like motherfuckers went over the wall. It's been so common lately and popular to talk about the wall, right? But this winter, I was talking shit last winter, but this winter, we throwing the AKs over the wall. This winter gonna be a good winter. I can't wait for this winter. We're on 6% now. I'm coming off in a little while. I'm coming off. I know you don't want to see my face no more. Y'all don't want to see my face no more, right? But to put everything into perspective that I've been saying, if you're a good person, no amount of life or experience that could happen that can make you a bad person. And if you're a bad person, no amount of life or experience could happen to turn you into a good person. And don't be fooled. Only bad people gonna want you to believe that they're not a bad person, and they're gonna be telling you, I'm good. You can trust me. Anybody that's telling you to trust them, anybody that have to convince you of anything, if they gotta convince you, they already lying, baby. If they gotta convince you, they already lying. If they have to convince you, they already lying. I don't have to convince nobody of shit. I put the work out there and I do this shit. I am the change. I am the promise. I am. Period. You seen Noah, right? So if you seen Noah and you saw that little boy talking to Noah, broken all his bones, he like, my legs are broken. The boy said more than that. He said, have you seen your people? He told him that he can't lead, he can't do this, he can't do that. He started asking the boy, who are you? He said, who are you? Then he asked him again, who are you? He said, I am.